times.
Yeah, it speaks to a different way of thinking. And there's this one part, it really gets me every time. In one of his letters to Belkacem, Amrouche writes, "The Algerian Revolution promises the people only the happiness of being free, not prosperity and well-being for tomorrow."
Wow, that's powerful.
Right.
It's a good reminder that freedom doesn't automatically equal like a perfect future.
Right.
It's more like stepping into the unknown.
It is.
So I'm curious, did the article talk about how his work has resonated in the years since Algerian independence? I mean, we're sitting here all these years later still talking about his ideas. It's true, freedom isn't some kind of magic wand.
No, it's not a quick fix. And that's what's so amazing about Amrouche's writing. It's like
Yeah.
he knew there'd be challenges even after independence.
He had that foresight.
He did. And the article points out how that foresight makes his work even more relevant now than ever. This article, by the way, came out in 1996.
So 34 years after Algeria gained independence.
Exactly. And even then, they were still grappling with his words,
And here we are decades later still talking about him. He must have tapped into something universal.
Oh, absolutely. One thing that stuck with me, it was how Amrouche wondered if future generations of Algerians would also feel like cultural hybrids.
Like him, caught between those two worlds.
Exactly.
It's a powerful question, isn't it? For people who've lived through colonization, is that feeling of being caught between worlds something you ever truly escape? Or do you maybe learn to embrace it?
It makes you think, right? And it's a question that goes way beyond Algeria, don't you think? The legacy of colonialism, the impact of globalization.
Right, right.
It all feeds into these really complex questions of identity and what it even means to belong in a world that's constantly being reshaped by these forces.
It makes Amrouche's story feel incredibly relevant, even today. It's like he wasn't just writing about Algeria, he was writing about what it means to be human in a world that's always in flux, always changing.
Exactly. And that's the power of these deep dives we do, right? These individual stories. They can unlock these universal truths about the human experience.
It reminds us that even when we're talking about these huge historical events, it's the personal stories, the individual struggles that really help us connect, They help us understand, they help us learn.
You do.
Well, this has been an incredible deep dive. I feel like we've only scratched the surface of Jean Amrouche, but even so, what a journey.
It really has.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep asking questions, and keep diving deep.